How good was the South London Brazilian that is David Rocastle? How great was he to play with?
I mean, Rocky was special. He really was special. I mean, we say that the South London Brazilian, but he really was. He really was. It was like the ball was glued to his feet, and especially the right foot. Now, he was so good, George Graham used to restrict him in training.
Really?
Yeah, he used to restrict him in training. So let's say we're having a practice game, he would restrict him in, you can't dribble in your defensive third, you can't dribble in your midfield third, but you could dribble in the attacking third. So he was the only one who had to play two-touch there. Or everyone else could take 2, 3, 4, but Rocky was the only one who could take 2 touches at certain points of the game because he was that good. You know, George Graham said, listen, I'd have to give you a ball and a ball for the rest because you were that good. He really was a special, special talent.
I want to talk about that Winners' Cup side. Great achievement for you guys to go and win that Winners' Cup. 1-0 victory over Parma. I remember it at the time. It was fantastic. I remember watching it. I remember the moustaches with Ray Parlour and Eddie McGoldrick, which was a quality moment in the club's history. Can you talk me through it a little bit?
Yeah, that's our last European trophy. When I look at the squads, you look at the Parma squad, and you look at the squad we had at Arsenal in that game. Wow, you know, Dave Villa, Stephen Morrow, Ian Selly, Dave Villa, the likes of myself, Alan Smith, Merson. Then you had the back four and Dave Seaman in goal. You know, you wouldn't expect Eddie McGoldrick was in there, John Jensen, all those guys. You think to yourself, that team beat Zola, Aspria, Brolin, Cripper, you know, Sensini, all those guys in a final. But there was some gamesmanship, George Graham, because what happens is we trained before they trained at the ground. And George Graham and their staff were talking as we were coming off. They were starting to, in dribs and drab, come out the dressing room. So we got in the dressing room after they'd gone in, and George Graham said, you won't believe, you know, you want to hear the bonuses they're on, you know, they're on 6-figure bonuses and stuff. And we were like, what? 6-figure? Out of principle, we got to beat them. So George Graham was really smart like that. He just added another layer of, you know, that steely determination to beat them. And it was our first European final we got to with that regime. You know, to win that trophy was amazing. I mean, look, we had a fantastic run in that Winners' Cup, and you know, people sometimes put a dampener on winning these trophies, but any European Cup is a good cup to win because it's just such a different journey. And in Denmark, the amount of gooners that were there, a load of my mates were there. You know, it was fantastic, really was.